welcome to the unofficial Buzzer Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm your host, Corey, joined by my co-host, Corey.
Hey, everybody.
We were busy over the weekend.
And we're only going to get busier.
I believe so. Let's just get right into the games, and then we'll talk about the weekend.
Sure. First game on the weekend, the Bucktouche JCs. They beat the Spring Hill Coal Miners 9-5. Few of the highlighted goals. We got Logan Timmons of Bucktouche, 2 goals, 4 points. The kid's unstoppable, I think. Samuel Leblanc, 3 goals, 4 points. And in Spring Hill, Artie Chisholm. Can you believe this guy scored? 2 goals, 3 points. Seemed to be a really interesting game.
It looked like a good game. I've heard some stuff. Heard people made some interesting comments. They had a lot of fun at the game. Tough loss for the Miners. They needed that win.
Yeah, they did.
But
I was doing my TikTok just before we hopped on here, and I realized that second, third, and fourth place, those are the only uncertain ones.
Yeah.
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, that's going to be what it is. But one win, one OT win, or one OT loss could flip everything around. But let's get into the second game. Sure. We have Miramichi beating River Valley. So in this game, we had Jeff Wilson, 2 goals, 3 points. We had Bryce Milson, 1 goal, 5 points. Hell of a game for him. And in River Valley, we had Peter Traynor. There's that name again. 1 goal, 2 points. And Brett McLean got a goal. We got Gavin Hart had a goal. Seemed like it was a really good game here as well.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That one is always going to be a good game. I know we got some comments asking why we weren't at that game. We wanted to get to Shippagan, and no regrets. That was a great game in Shippagan. How'd that go?
I regret nothing about going to Shippagan. Shippagan beat the Dalhousie Marauders 8-7 in one of the best games I've seen all year. Shippagan. We got Patrick Jones, captain, 1 goal, 4 points. We got Luke Williams, 1 goal, 2 points. And we got a hat trick from Chris Doyle. And in Dalhousie, Pascal Valcourt, that name again, he's always sneaking up here. 1 goal, 3 points. Ryan Mockler, 2 goals, 4 points. Jesco Bernard, 1 goal, 4 points. Very close game, very entertaining game, and a hell of a great rivalry.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. I'm a little bit upset that that's not a first-round matchup.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Good for Shippagan, bumping up a little bit in the standings.
Yeah.
Saturday, we only had 1 game in the BSHL, and we were at it.
Yeah, the Spring Hill Coal Miners beat the LC Pucktuck Hawks 5-2. And in that game, Artie Chisholm, 1 goal, 2 points. Jesse Colborn, 2 goals. Renee George, an absolute boss here, 2 goals, 3 points. The Hawks, we got Robbie Graham with 1 goal, 2 points. And this website thinks that there were no more goal scorers for the Hawk because they did not post anything, but Robbie Graham got a goal.
Alex Arsenault got the second goal.
Alex Arsenault.
And I think in that on the score sheet, he's actually listed as Alex Rochore, if you take a good look.
That's what they announced in Spring Hill too, right?
Yeah, they did. That was Saturday night. Another good game. Really had a lot of fun in Spring Hill. Always have a lot of fun in Spring Hill.
Absolutely.
It was Paisano's pizza night in Spring Hill. And, good times. Sunday, we had 2 games.
2 games. The Miramichi Northmen beat the Tracadie Alpine 9-3. Let's get into some of these goals. We got Grant Donovan, 2 goals. Brandon Milson, 2 goals. Bryce Milson, 3 goals, 6 points. And Jeff Wilson, 1 goal, 3 points. Tracadie. Goal scorers were Alex Basque, One goal. Alex Savoie, one goal. And Lucien Carlsonnier, one goal.
Big win for Miramichi. I don't know why I was surprised to see Miramichi pick up both wins, but, good on them.
Mm-hmm.
There was one other game on Sunday night. We were in Bouctouche.
Yep. The Shippigan Marchand beat the Bouctouche JCs 6-5. Goal scorers in that game: Miguel Brideau, 2 goals, a hat trick for Chris Doyle, a 4-assist night for Luke Williams, and in the JCs, Logan Timmons, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points, and Daniel Leblanc, 1 goal, 3 points. A really fun game to watch live.
Very much. So let's get back to Friday, and we'll discuss our weekend and what we watched, and then we'll just talk about tomorrow's game a little bit, and discuss the potential outcomes depending on who wins or if it goes to overtime. There's so many different outcomes for different matchups that could happen. Shippigan Friday night. First of all, thanks to the Marchand, class act, great organization. They treated us amazingly. They checked on us, make sure we had everything we needed.
Yeah.
They're great people. We communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to talk with Serge Haché.
Yep.
In Shippigan, and I got to spend some time with him yesterday at the JC's game as I was live streaming. He was around. Just a phenomenal guy, a class act human being. Just absolutely love him. Shippigan treated us like royalty. We got there, they met us at the door, and I was like, for little old us, geez.
Yeah, good people, man. We've met a lot of people in this league. It's a pretty wicked thing. That rink is cold. First of all, it's a cold rink. I was cold, man. I don't know. I'm cold all the time. I don't know what's wrong with me. That was a fun game. High scoring. Yeah. Dalhousie came out, took an early lead. Shippigan came back, managed to tie it up. Very impressive game for Shippigan. Just, I don't know. There was some good saves, too. There was some good goaltending. Despite the score, there was some good goaltending.
Absolutely.
You know who I enjoyed watching this game? I enjoy Dalhousie. I enjoy the way they cycle the puck. I enjoy the way they play. I was watching Jesco Bernard a lot. And that dude's just so skilled. Just plants himself in front of the net. Gets some deflections off. He's such a pain in the ass in front of the net. Yeah. I love watching him, man.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards you guys when saying they're the best lineup in the league. Bernard, Mockler, and Valcourt. But did I get that right? Mockler?
Yep.
Is it Mockler? Okay. This game was incredibly fun. The arena might be tied for my favorite now.
It's a nice rink. You like the ones with the low glass, apparently. I don't know.
Apparently, I love there's like where their canteen area is. There's another door, and there's like this bar, and you can watch the game from there. But they also have this little lounge area with a TV and some sofas. I don't know. That really struck me as something that I wouldn't. If I lived in the area, that's a place that I would like to go hang out.
That's fair. We had the burger in Shippigan. The burger is phenomenal. It's a really good burger.
So
it rivals the burger in River Valley. I don't know which one's better. I can't have them side by side, but those are two good burgers. We had the poutine, which was also quite tasty. Yeah. And then you got recommended to try the steak sub.
That's what I was going to say. We're, I don't know if you want this mentioned, but they said the food... What?
Yeah, go ahead.
They said the food's on the house. Take what you want. And we were like, wow, okay. And the guy kept... what was his name again? His name's escaped my mind.
It's escaping my mind right now, too.
Sorry to that guy. We meet so many people, but he was like looking at me and he's like, you got to try the steak sub. And I was like, steak sub? I like steak subs. He's like, you got to try the steak sub. I'm like, I'll have a steak sub. And he's like, a steak sub and a poutine. And Corey, you know me. I like to eat, but I can't eat a lot. There's no room. I don't know why. I just don't eat a lot. And he's like, you got to have the poutine as well. I'm like, I don't know. That's a lot of food. And he's like, it's free, man. It's free. So I'm like, all right, then the steak sub and the poutine. And out of respect, I ate everything. Didn't feel sick, so that's good. And not because the food would have been bad. The food was fantastic. Those steak subs are probably one of the tastiest things I've had this entire year, or this entire season, I should say. Um, no, that they're rivaling they're rivaling Paisanos, and River Valley is the best food right now.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. Good place. The food was really good. The game was fantastic. I went around the rink a little bit because Cheryl was recording. You were doing the live stream. I was like, I'm just going to watch some of this game. So I kind of went and stood behind the net for a while, watched it from that angle, came back. I don't know. I loved it, man. Nice rink, nice people, great time. I always love getting to see Dalhousie play. I always love getting to see Shipping play. Saturday, talking about good food, we went on to Spring Hill
Yep.
and had some donair burgers, which were phenomenal as
Oh, they're the
always.
best.
Um, Good live stream from Spring Hill. We had a really good.
Yeah. Uh, Shout out to Connor Smith, who let us in a little early to set things up, and we brought up a table in an elevator to set the live stream up. And it might be the one place where the view there and Bucktooth, depending on who's around me, like if I have room to move, because you got to turn the camera that way, turn the camera the other way, and all that. So if there are people next to you and you can't really move into them, you kind of like have to maneuver your hand and try to look at the stream at the same time. But really, in Spring Hill, we put that table. Nobody really tried to stand next to us and all that, so it went really, really well.
Yeah, it was a good stream. There's some solid internet there, which helps. That was a good game. The Hawks battled. They had a little bit of a shorter lineup than usual for them. They're missing some key pieces, but Daigle looked really good in net.
Yep, he looked really good. He gave up 4 goals. The 5th goal was an empty net goal. And you're shorthanded, and you're facing a team that's pretty damn good. The Spring Hill Coal Miners are no joke.
Yeah. They also wanted to win. I think they wanted to finish higher up in the standings, which they got the win. Brandon Hope, again. Guy's so talented. Phenomenal player.
I think this is just the second time I've seen him live. He is as advertised. He is an absolute wall in net.
See ya. Yeah, solid goalie. That was the only game on Saturday night, so we had a pretty good amount of people watching the stream at some points, which is always nice. Certainly appreciate all the support. Sunday, I slept in, which was wonderful, and then I took a nap as well, which was also equally glorious. And then we headed up to the land of the JCs. Had a really good live stream there. Their internet's solid, which is always, it's fantastic. I mean, it's the highest quality stream we ever get. I love when you shoot from that rink. Their setup is the best setup in the league.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that game as well. This game felt like we had non-JC and non-Shippigan fans there. Like we had people with Northman shirts on and Hawks shirts on that just wanted to see where's this going, because this game was important to see where everybody's going to finish. And it's still not the game. We still got one more game that could determine the fate of 3 different teams. So,
yep, and technically the fate of 6 when you factor
6,
in.
yeah, but I mean for their standings.
Yep. It's going to be an interesting night tomorrow night in Trackety. These games over the weekend, Corey, they felt like playoff games.
They did. I think the one game that I felt one team definitely wanted it more than the other, and I'm not saying the other team didn't want it, but I just felt like one team was like, I felt like Spring Hill really didn't want to have the chance to finish dead last, because it had already been set in stone. Dalhousie is number 1. And that's the furthest traveling
Yeah,
from
that's a hell of a
Dalhousie to
trip.
Spring Hill. So I think they were just like, oh, no, no, no. We got to win this game absolutely no matter what. Um, so,
I
yeah,
think
they
the
did.
only people cheering on the coal miners harder than Spring Hill fans were Dalhousie team members and management, because that's a grueling trip. If that go and that could go 7 games if that happens. Those are
Yeah,
two good teams. If that goes 7 games, you're putting a lot of miles on. So
yeah.
I'm happy that they're avoiding that for this round at least. I still think it could happen next round, which if it does, well, we'll be there.
We will. Um, that's the only one. Like, and it was still close. It was a 2-goal game before the empty net goal. The other games were a little bit closer. Bucktouche, I feel like, kind of gassed out at the end of that game. They gave up 2 quick ones, and that was it.
Yeah, Crate went out injured. Hopefully, if you're listening to this, Nick, hopefully you're feeling better. Looking forward to seeing you play this weekend.
Yeah,
Definitely one of our favorites in the league.
yeah.
Um,
Craigzilla.
Another guy that I love to watch play lately, Logan Timmins.
Logan Timmins has quickly become my favorite JC.
He's playing his heart out there. He's fun to watch.
It's funny because during the stream, I believe he had 2 goals last night as we're recording this. And it's harder because there's people around you and they're talking. And I was like, who scored that goal? And they say number 92. I'm like, oh, of course. Who else would it be?
Yeah, the JC has really made a good push to win that game.
Yeah.
Got to respect them, but Shippingen, I think Shippingen was set this weekend that they wanted 2 wins and they got 2 wins. So
Yeah.
uh,
The only game that is set in stone right now that is a guarantee is we are going to have Dalhousie versus Bucktouche starting in Dalhousie. So the playoff format, does it work like the NHL? 2 games in Dalhousie, 2 games in Bucktouche, then 1-1-1?
no,
No?
it's I can confirm that it's 1-1-1-1-1-1-1.
Okay.
So game 1 will be in Dalhousie. We don't know the day for sure yet. Friday, Saturday, something like that. Game 2 will be in Bucktouche
Okay.
later on in the weekend. I know we don't know who Miramichi's playing yet, but Coach Menzies posted and said that they'd be playing Friday night, 8:15 at the Civic. So I don't know who from the podcast is going to be there, but I can guarantee that 2 of us are going to be there at least. And if there's no other game Friday night, then all 4 of us will be there. But or maybe 5 of us. My mom will probably come along too. But yeah, we've picked up the live streaming, we've brought my mother into the podcast team to help do some notes and some other stuff. So there's a lot going on. Pretty busy. Corey, you're yawning. You're pretty tired.
It's been a long weekend. It's been a long day. I drove I drove my mom to an appointment in Moncton. Jeez. And yeah, I'm a little tired, but I'm doing something that I would not change for the world. I enjoy this so much. The people that we've met, the friends that we've made, just when you got the GM of a team just coming up to you and giving you a handshake and a hug, there's something special about that.
Yeah, a lot of pretty cool people. You're talking about Connor Smith, I assume. You and Connor have a nice bond. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Actually, it was Sarah Sachet
That's
at
fine.
the JC's game.
That's fine. I would have put it to be Connor. Connor's a good dude.
Connor's given
Um,
me a handshake and a hug before. He's a good dude.
there you go. We yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend. It's gonna be a good playoffs. The potential matchups. So River Valley could finish second.
Hmm. All 3 could finish second. I think it's like a 2-point. So
No, um, Miramichi can't finish second.
so Miramichi is guaranteed 3rd or 4th.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's bring it up right now. So Miramichi is guaranteed to finish 3rd or 4th. So Miramichi will not be playing Shippigan. Miramichi will be playing Spring Hill or else Pucktuck, depending. If Trackety wins the game, Then we will be seeing Miramichi take on Spring Hill. Trackety could be facing Shippigan, and we'd have River Valley and the Hawks, which that wouldn't be great for the Hawks. But Trackety and Spring Hill, or Miramichi and Spring Hill, would be some phenomenal games.
So, all right, so it's Trackety and River Valley tomorrow.
Yep.
So let's just say that Trackety wins in overtime. What kind of situation are we looking at here? Because they move up, but there's still that 1 point to River Valley.
So if that was the case, then Miramichi would drop to fourth. They would face Spring Hill. Trackety would finish in third. They would face the Hawks. And River Valley would face Shippigan.
All right. And just a flat-out win for Trackety.
Flat-out win for Trackety gets, I believe they get the tiebreaker. So flat-out win for Trackety. They finish in second place, and they face Shippigan.
And River Valley faces the Hawks.
In that situation, River Valley would face the Hawks, and the Northman would face the Coal Miners. And then if the Lumberjacks win tomorrow night, nothing changes. You have Lumberjacks versus Shippigan, Northman versus the Hawks, Trackety versus Spring Hill.
We'll have to wait and see.
The only thing we know for sure right now is that Miramichi will not be facing Shippigan. Everything else is in the air. Yeah. And frankly, it doesn't really matter too much to me who they face. If they manage to face Spring Hill, I think that would be a really good series. I'm really hoping they face the Hawks. I think there's a lot of animosity there, so that would make for a good series.
Since Trey Lewis came on the podcast and said, yeah, Bucktouche is a rival, but we've really had a healthy rivalry with Miramichi. I've kept my eyes on those games, whether it be live or on live stream. Shout out Roxanne Merle Young. And that's the one that's intriguing me the most. Matchups. One matchup that I don't think can happen, it might be a slight chance, but one that would have been intriguing to me is Spring Hill and River Valley. Talk about two teams that were pegged as bottom four teams, and they've proven everybody wrong.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think Spring Hill can face River Valley.
Yeah.
I think one interesting series to me is Dalhousie and Bucktouche. If you look at the two games that these guys have played, I think the scores are 20 goals by Dalhousie and I don't even know 1 or 2 by Bucktouche.
Yeah.
And people would see that and think, oh, that's just going to be Dalhousie dominating Bucktouche. Dalhousie played Bucktouche, second game of the year. Bucktouche had a bare bones lineup. Mm-hmm. Dalhousie played Bucktouche in Dalhousie, and Bucktouche, had they brought any less players, they would have had to forfeit the game, I believe. Yeah. It was about as short of a lineup as you can possibly get. Mm-hmm. So we really haven't seen the JCs take on the Marauders. So I think... Go ahead.
Another thing that you have to look at is regular season hockey and playoff hockey are two completely different things. I take you back to the 2021 NHL season. Who the hell had Montreal making it to the finals? They were middle of the pack team. They play really well playoff hockey. You got a bunch of teams that maybe they didn't do too well in the regular season. Would you really be shocked to see Shippigan make it to the finals? I wouldn't. They got the team for it.
They won that Acadie Chaleur League a couple of years ago, so there's some champions on that team. The Hawks, same thing. They had definitely a challenging year this year for the Hawks, but we've been saying it the whole time. Season starts in February. Mm-hmm. The Hawks have a lot of experience from last year. That's a tight-knit group. Those are guys that know how to play playoff hockey, and they want to win. And it's pretty much, a carbon copy of last year's team, and then you add in some little kid named Alex Arsenault.
Yeah, not Richard, as the PA guy said.
Not Bruno Richard and not Alex Richard. But, you lose a couple pieces. You lose Lucky, you lose Bruno, and those are big pieces. But you add guys like Iberi, you add guys like Arsenault. The Hawks are going to be a challenging team come playoff time. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of these series go to 7.
Um, See, I'd like that. I'd like that, and I wouldn't like that because the one thing that I really want. I don't have a favorite to win this. Whoever wins, I'm going to be absolutely thrilled for them. The thing is, I want to see that cup being raised at the end of the season. I don't want a repeat from last year where there's a South champion and a North champion. I want one definitive world champion in the BSHL.
A world champion.
A world champion.
Yeah, it would
I
be
have to
great.
get my belt.
No, please don't go get your belt. I think I agree. It's going to be good to have one BSHL Senior Hockey League champion going into next year.
Yeah.
No asterisk, and
No.
It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a great playoffs. You know what sucks? In 3 weeks, 4 teams are done.
Yep. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
So right now it's going to be, feast. There's too many games. We can't get to every game if we wanted to. In 3 short weeks, we'll probably be able to get to almost every game. And then 3 weeks after that, we'll be in the finals. And we will be at every game in the finals.
Yeah, in the finals, pretty much.
Yeah, we're there. Finally, one more game. The season's over tomorrow night in Trackety. As this is coming out, we're going to be on the road to Trackety. 7:30 puck drop, 7 puck drop.
Yeah.
Not sure. Let me take a look. Is it 7 or 7:30? I guess that's one thing I've never looked at. 7:30.
Sure.
7:30 at the FC Dion Arena in Trackety. You have River Valley taking on Trackety. One thing we can be sure of, we'll see Brandon Kenny in the lineup. He's done his suspension, and he only has 6 games played. He needs to play more to be eligible for the playoffs. And if there's one thing I can guarantee you, I want to see Brandon Kenny in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I really can't wait for the season to be done with so we can get the playoffs on. Let's go.
Yeah, it's go time. Corey, next episode we'll have some, I don't know, maybe predictions, maybe not predictions, discussions about what we think could happen. It's hard to predict anything right now in the league.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll be in Trackety tomorrow night. If we have internet, we'll be streaming. If we don't, we'll be posting videos when we get back home. So keep an eye on the page. And if you can, get out to Trackety. Let's pack that rink and enjoy a good game tomorrow night and get the playoffs underway. So,
if you see us, come say hello.
That's the end of this podcast, and we'll see you later.
Take care.